Good morning. We are here with Jennifer Pilcher, PhD. So I have a pretty hopefully simple question for you. Who's Jennifer?
Great question. I am the CEO and owner of Clear Guidance. We are a group of consultants that work with families who are facing challenges with the aging process. I was drawn to this work as a young child when my grandmother was diagnosed with early onset Alzheimer's disease.
Oh,
And I watched my family struggle with the process of getting a diagnosis, which was very hard at that time. She was only 57 years old when this began. I watched them work through: when do we introduce care? How do we introduce care? How do we know that we're getting good quality care? This was the 1980s. There weren't a lot of choices back then. And I watched them work through difficult decisions about when to transition to another living environment.
sure.
Unfortunately, one of the things that we experienced as a family was that my grandfather, who was her primary caregiver, ended up passing away before she did. And
Oh,
it brought to light the struggle that many families face when there is a care partner who is under a lot of stress taking care of someone with this kind of illness.
yeah.
And so this drew me to how could I work with families, older adults and families, to prevent that kind of thing from happening by being proactive about thinking about these things, how they occur, and what we can do once they do occur. So, for the past 27 years, I've been working with older adults and their families to
Wow.
inform their decision making and to assist in navigating both the healthcare and the elder care systems.
Wow. That's amazing. I love your story. I'm sorry it happened the way it did. One thing I really like and I find interesting is the title of your business, Clear Guidance. Can you talk about that for a second?
Absolutely. I think when we were coming up with the name and thinking about what we wanted it to communicate, is that this is very confusing how all the pieces of the elder care system work together, how the healthcare system works together. And the reality is that there are real silos in these environments, and it's hard for families to know, when do I make the decision to be here or there? How do I know whether this is appropriate or that's appropriate? And unfortunately, the providers you meet along the way have very narrow roles in terms of what they're going to guide you through. So what
Sure.
families really need is that guidance through those systems. We educate and we coach our older adults and families about what they need to be thinking about so they can make decisions that they feel confident in, and they're not looking in the rearview mirror 6 months later and saying, if I had only known or if I had only considered. And so the name really came from the idea that what we're doing is guiding families through these decisions, but also we're giving them clarity as to how all these different systems work together and how they can navigate that successfully.
No, that's fantastic, Jennifer, and I love that. And in my final question, every morning when you get up, what motivates you?
Yeah, it's a good question because this isn't easy work. But I think what does motivate me every morning is the idea that I will be able to give peace of mind to a family that is confused, struggling, unsure where to go or what questions to ask. And knowing that I will have that opportunity as I go through the day is what keeps me doing it and keeps me feeling great and passionate about the work.
That is fantastic. So as we wrap up, folks, first of all, I want to say thank you to Jennifer for being with us. I also want to thank you for being part of the Boston Home Team. You have a great day.
Happy to do it. Take care.